this time, I'd like to open the Board of Public Works meeting for October 21st, 2019. Call the roll. Mr. Jelinas, Mr. Hebert, and myself, Mr. O'Brien. I'd ask if anyone is recording the meeting at this time.
Yes, Bob Tadia.
Thank you, Bob. You're welcome. So the first item on the agenda, we'll get it right to business, is review and approve the minutes of the meeting from September 25th, 2019. Everybody had a chance to review that?
Yes. Yes.
Almost set.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 25th meeting.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. On to the next thing. The superintendent's report.
Yes, I'll try to keep it brief. We have a lot of things on the agenda this evening, so thank you. We have hired a new skilled laborer, Justin Callahan, who was hired on October 7th. He brings some good experience from the Springfield Water and Sewer Commission. I believe he has a bunch of licenses. Typically, some of the staff that we do hire do not have. So I'm looking to see how he turns out. Hopefully he has some good things to offer the town. Second item I have, I will be presenting the town council tomorrow evening the Mass DOT grant for their consideration for the $260,000 reimbursable grant for the culvert project over Porter Road. I believe I shared that with you guys back in January. One of the formalities is I have to have the council vote on it, so I just gave you some backup information I gave the council for tomorrow night's meeting. It should be pretty straightforward. I'll be out there, be there tomorrow evening. It's that one right here. Okay. You guys have any questions on that? They cover actually, so this grant is $260,000 on the low end, but will cover up to $500,000 if need be for any unforeseen expenditures that may occur.
So I think I asked in the January meeting, this doesn't include adding a sidewalk for this across this bridge, right?
No, it does not.
How hard would it be to add that into this project? This is why we're doing the work. I hate to...
Right.
Even if we don't,
Gotcha.
20-foot section of sidewalk, just get it in, that way we're not messing with the culvert to get down the road.
Awesome. Let me get back to the Mass DOT and see what they say, and I'll get back to you guys with an answer on that. Okay? It makes sense. Perfect sense. Absolutely.
Doing the work.
Yep. Any other questions? No? Next item I have for our capital improvement list, we did receive our new John Deere 950 tractor. Received that on October 17th. We received our T4 Bobcat skid steer loader. We received that last week also. In another item, we have Meadowbrook School building replacement project is out to bid. Bid release date was October 9th. Pre-bid conference is on October 24th at 10 a.m. at Meadowbrook School this Thursday. Filed sub-bids are due on November 7th at 10 a.m. General contractors' bids will be received on November 21st at 10 a.m. The building construction budget is $1.6 million for that project. Questions? Nope. Good? Okay. That's it for the superintendent's report. We can move right into the proposed FY21 capital plan if you choose to do so.
That would be great. So next time on the agenda.
All right. So instead of me going through line by line, if you want, I can do so. But based on our last meeting, I have moved the town hall elevator from FY21 to FY22. Under the highway and stormwater divisions, under Tom Christensen, we did price out the new asphalt sidewalks if we choose to do so. That's in your packet also. And then the last, under the equipment portion, Darrell Keene, you did have some follow-up questions, which I received or gave you guys last week for your review as far as contract snow plowing and obviously downsizing the fleet if we did do so. So there's some pros and cons, obviously, with doing that. There's contract stipulations in the MEL contract. I don't know what else you guys want to discuss about that.
So you broke it down by hourly rate for all employees, it looks like.
Yep,
Straight time, or is that overtime?
that is straight time.
What does that balloon to for overtime?
You could take that and time and a half, so it'd be about 1.5 times that existing figure.
That's the highest rate to get paid is time and a half.
Yes, well, obviously, weekends or Sundays,
And
holidays would be,
Double time.
There's two holidays that are double time. I want to say Christmas, maybe 3. Christmas, New Year's,
Right.
and I think Thanksgiving
Okay.
are the only 3 double time
And
holidays.
the Sundays.
right, exactly.
So my thing I noticed was that reducing the town's fleet is relative to the union contract.
Yes. When it comes to snow removal operations, yes. We would have to obviously find other work for them to do if they were to come in, but I don't know what that would be. We'd be paying people for doing nothing, obviously.
What is the going rate for contracting?
Contracting and prevailing wages. So whatever it is at any given time, we have to pay any contract plowing prevailing wages. Anybody that does work for the town is
Where you save
prevailing.
is the truck.
Right. Well, and the other questions that got brought up with
I mean, I
contract
don't-
plowing,
I'm not trying to hold
No,
back
no,
the
right,
guys by
right,
any
sure.
stretch.
I can
But
give you exact
But if you
numbers.
can reduce the fleet and make up for it with vehicles that are private,
Right.
we're just
smaller
paying for
vehicles or something,
their insurance
right.
and
See,
their wear and tear for a storm rather
Right.
than a year.
Right, right. So we have to look at that. We got to look at too when it comes to snow plowing operations. I've never done this before as far as getting quotes or bid. Are they going to be using our salt, fueling up at our pumps? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That it needs.
We should
need to look at it
make a
further.
5-year plan or a 3-year plan.
To take a look at all this, and
Right.
I'll get back to you with more information.
Because I think we can reduce the
Right.
fleet over a course of a few years.
Okay.
Right now, a light duty truck, 7,500 to a 10,000 is $57 an hour going rate. 10,001 to 14,000 pounds is $64 an hour going rate. Medium duty, some $67 to $77 an hour depending on your weight, up to 26,000 pounds. Heavy duty from 26,000 to 33,000 pound vehicles are anywhere between $82 to $87 an hour. Construction equipment, front end loaders from 30,000 pounds, which probably more like backhoes, are probably around $87 an hour, and loaders up to 30,000, over 30,000 or $92 an hour.
Yeah, but is that straight time?
This is what they get, that's what that vehicle gets paid.
No matter what
That's what that vehicle gets paid no matter what.
time of day? Or weekends or holidays?
Usually when you're bidding or contracting services out, it's basically whatever it is, So it's straight time,
Right.
flat
But
rate.
You look at what we're investing in maintenance and insurance on our fleet. If you reduce the fleet by a percentage, those costs are not that bad. I mean, snow plowing, well, you have prevailing wage, but as far as the trucks, they can be had cheap nowadays. You know, snow plowing is a very competitive business.
Sure.
So it's something we might want to form out a plan.
Okay.
Because if we can reduce the fleet, you know, that'll be better for the rest of the fleet because we'll be able to maintain it better.
Right.
We'll have a smaller fleet. We'll reduce maintenance costs, we'll reduce insurance costs.
We need to get our fleet back up where it needs to be also, you know that too. We have a lot of old trucks.
Oh, there's no
out there.
question about that. But I think moving forward, I think a lot of DPWs are going to be faced with, they're not going to be able to carry 30 or
Right.
50 vehicles.
Right.
They're going to be able to carry, 15 or 20 and just take good care of them.
Sure, gotcha. Okay, I'll get more information for you guys, okay?
All right. Thanks, Bruce.
Yep. only other question, obviously the asphalt sidewalks in reference to our capital plan. Do you want to review that information? So I gave you in your packet too, there's Palmer paving.
Yeah, I looked at that online.
So
Did they go over that, or?
Yeah, but what was that compared to the concrete? Oh, never mind.
Concrete was $70 a foot last time we bid it
What
out.
was it, paving was 30?
35,
something?
34? Does it say it on there?
So yeah, it's 33.75, and $70 for the concrete.
And probably 3 times the life for concrete.
And like you said, this doesn't have to be decided right away. I know you guys just want to get some information, compare the prices, and see if at some point in time if it makes sense to use asphalt. You know, maybe we can look at it.
Yeah, you almost have to do like a cost benefit analysis,
Right.
because what's the longevity?
For longevity, probably for asphalt, it's probably 10 maybe.
What are you saying, 3
15.
times?
Yeah.
3
How old
times?
is
Sounds good.
Concrete could be 40 to 50 years.
How old is the bike path?
And I don't even know when that is.
2008. Everything's 2008.
That's kind of a test case to see how it holds up over
Right.
time, right?
You got to remember that too.
That's not
That
being
area,
done.
that area too, though, has the pipeline under it. There was an old train station. There's gravel. Yeah, I mean, there's already a big, huge base
I
of
was
big.
just gonna say,
Oh, roots and stuff, yeah.
You know what I
you
mean?
won't have the
It's-
same base in a regular sidewalk as you got in that railroad base.
But yeah, maybe, you know what I mean? You can see just the how asphalt degrades over time.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you have a good substrate, it should last. It should
Yeah,
last a while.
this unit price was
Seal
based
it.
on 9 inches of gravel and 3 inches of mix.
And that's what you have in our current spec right now.
Pretty substantial.
Yep. So.
The thing against the benefits of concrete is expected life.
Right, yeah.
Right.
When you're talking 40, 50 plus years,
Sure.
you know concrete's not gonna last more than 30, even in the best circumstances.
Yeah.
And it'll start deteriorating when he's from the ground.
And in all likelihood, these sidewalks are gonna see more traffic than the bike path because you cross everybody's driveway and.
Yeah, they're not getting worn out from that, though. They're getting worn out
Right.
from Mother Nature.
Right.
The sun, the harsh winters.
It would be the weather, the environment that would deteriorate the car. And a 2-to-1 difference in price, given the expected life, it almost seems like the cost benefit analysis is swing towards the concrete.
I know, that's a tough call. See a lot of towns doing pavement. It's a tough call.
Do we talk to Wilbraham about why they're doing it?
No, I haven't called it right.
Got it, Bill.
My guess is it's a short-term.
It's the
view.
price.
Yeah,
It's the price, yeah.
It's the pricing, well, and I'm not,
On the short term.
we don't have any asphalt sidewalks anywhere. And
Aesthetics.
I'm always thinking of what the residents are gonna think. You know, why are you putting asphalt here when you put concrete everywhere else? And that's a game you play, obviously, no matter what you do, but it's something to think about. We're not doing any sidewalks, probably next summer anyways. We'll pick some locations. If we already have concrete out there to finish the runs, I'm assuming concrete's gonna be the way to go instead of changing midstream. If we do asphalt sidewalks, we wanna start fresh on a location,
Yeah,
maybe
on a new install.
maybe a new install and just throw it out there and see how long it lasts. Do a few 100 feet and see what happens and.
What's the next proposed sidewalk expansion? You can't really do it on Elm. because it's-
We can
it's already-
finish Elm, we can go down
got-
Elm. I don't have my master
You got one
plan.
that-
So this is taking into account a separate project, right? If we added this into a road paving project, would this save us any money as adding it part of the cost of a road paving project?
Yeah, I
Putting
mean,
that work
obviously,
together.
if they were already out there, there would be less of a mobilization cost, but
Right.
How much is that substantial or not?
that's usually anywhere from 10 to 25,000 when we do our
Right.
$500,000 job.
So I mean, that's a consideration too.
Yep,
Some more
absolutely.
brings that price down even further where
Right.
Palmer's not going to do concrete sidewalks for us, right?
Right.
Unlikely. Their subs will do that.
Right.
Well, and that's why, like you said, that's why try to incorporate some jobs we're doing. Like you said, we incorporated the Pine Knoll parking
Pine
lot.
Knoll,
We got a
yeah.
great price on that, so we try to get creative, you know.
That would be my recommendation, is to look at it when we're doing a major Chapter
Okay.
90 paving project, look at that section of roads. It makes sense
Yep.
to have asphalt if there isn't anything there already. And see
Okay.
if we can, does it make sense to do it? Is it gonna bring the price down even that much more, where it's
Right.
even that much more economical, where
Right.
we can have the town maintain it going forward?
Sure. Got it?
My 2 cents.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with Bruce too, that for whatever reason, sidewalks seem to get a little political.
Yeah.
So I think that we'd have to feel that out.
Yeah.
See what people thought about it.
I just can see the phone ringing, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We choose to do that, and the town council signs off on it. So.
Yep, you just bring it up to them and see what they say.
Yep.
If-
Or
if
maybe
we
even
cross that path.
give them residents a warning. Hey, we're going to be doing sidewalks, but please keep in mind we're doing asphalt. Some communication on that end.
Yeah.
Before we even start the project to see if we get any
Pushback,
feedback.
yeah. You get asphalt or you get nothing.
Okay. Anything else in regards to the FY21 capital plan?
No? Anything, guys? I'll entertain a motion to approve the proposed capital budget for fiscal year 2021.
I'll second it. I'll make the motion.
I'll make.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Where's the signature?
There, so please, please sign too.
Yes.
Signature page is the second page. If you want to keep your whole package, just give me this and I'll just put it on with it. Nope, that's not till,
Where's it? He wants to sign two?
yeah, just, yes. I like to keep one for myself, and I usually hand one hard copy in to the town manager also.
It's fine. Crapped out.
So moving forward, the next item on the agenda, the Water and Sewer Administrator's Report.
Not much to
Really?
add, not much has changed since the last meeting. We received our new sewer camera. IT's looking at it right now, we're gonna try and get it set up into our GIS system, our work order system. I've been keeping an eye on the new subdivisions that are going in throughout the town, making sure all the contractors are doing everything
You received
to our
the new
specs.
camera?
Yes. Camera's here.
And IT is,
Going through all the technical stuff, but as to, trying to get it to work with our GIS and our work order system.
and then who's trained on it? Who's going to be trained on
Training
it?
is gonna come in the next couple of weeks.
So this thing doesn't come ready? It's got to be programmed by IT?
No, it comes ready. But I just want it to be set up so that whatever we do in the field can be directly put into our
Communicated.
GIS and into our work order system. That requires IT's
And when is training?
a couple of weeks.
And the vendor
Vendors
is
gonna come out,
providing it?
providing up to 2 days of training.
That was part of the
How many
contract.
people are getting trained on that?
I believe 7.
Excellent. That'll help.
Yes. It's gonna find a lot.
Yeah, we
It's
haven't
the
had a
old-fashioned
camera.
way.
Yeah, we haven't had a camera for a few months now, right?
Probably a year.
Right, because the old one, they don't make parts for it anymore, just like a lot of the equipment we have. We've had it so long that it no longer can be maintained anymore or get parts. So,
Doesn't owe us anything.
no.
Sorry to interrupt you. That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
Seriously.
That was...
Good stuff.
The next item on the agenda, the Building Facilities Manager Report. Joseph.
Everything's still going, they're still working on the roof at Meadowbrook. We got the bid opening on Thursday for the modules at Meadowbrook, and everything else, the pool's just about done. Should be done painted today or tomorrow. We got 2 coats of paint in the pool, and the pinola buttoned up, that's about it.
Sounds good. Everything's in great shape. Next item on the agenda, the Highway Utility Manager Report.
All right.
I'll try to be shorter this time, not wear out the Our trees that went out to bid are all down and taken care of on the tree bid that East Meadow Enterprises took care of. That's completed, invoiced, and I sent the invoices in today. As far as our parks department, there's obviously still mowing, still doing that kind of stuff. We started putting our leaf box on the truck and get ready for leaves. With our storm we had the other day, kind of sped that situation up a little bit, a couple weeks. Highway, we were still doing catch basins until we had a storm. We've kind of focused everything on tree removal at this moment in time. Water department is in the process of working right now with Tom and the paving crew, going through, double checking our gates, water gates, so whatever they need, the Palmer paving needs, we're not getting them behind. Also, we are working on water shutoffs this week for non-payment. So the water department's running around doing that, shutting water off, get a payment, go turn the water back on.
How many of those do you have?
I think at the beginning, I think they got left is all that's off right now is I think 12, 13.
That's about right.
12 or 13 of them that are actually off right now. The list was massive at the beginning, and then obviously once people get notice.
That's what I was wondering, how many was there on the original list?
Over 80.
Over 80?
Well, typically when resident sees blue flags on their lawn and wonder why it's there, and they call up, it says to locate your shut off. And they typically get right in and pay their bill.
On the stormwater side, Josh has been carrying on, still doing his outflow inspections when we are not swamped with other things going on. I kind of pulled Josh and Mr. Jason from there every once in a while to help out other crews when we're short on staff. They're keeping going with that. Our transfer station, we're still moving forward with the cap, and obviously we're still getting ready. We're waiting on parts for our sanders. Some of our sanders have come in. We've seen in the yard, we got our sanders sitting here. We've got 1, 2, 3 sanders on trucks ready to go. And we're waiting for one of them to be programmed with the Dickie John spreader system, so that'll be all set to go. And we received 10 loads of salt. Last load showed up today. We're trying to prep for winter and be ready for winter.
Daryl, we've already outfitted all our trucks with the plows and did a run through just to make sure all the plows are working and come up with a list, a repair list. So
pulled everything. I don't know if you guys have been through the yard in the past. We pulled everything away from the fence, cleared all the fence, so we can get all the plows. Our mechanics gone through all of our Fisher plows, looked at what we need there, what we need for cutting edges, hoses, anything on that side of it. Also, all the big trucks that had the plow hooked up to it, moved back into the location it's supposed to be, and tried and made sure. Obviously, you run into something, never fails, and my light's not working with that, but we'll do another dry run before we have snowfall, and definitely have to go get all the sanders on, move a couple things around the yard, because, once winter hits, you're kind of bombing around the yard, you don't want to be running into anything, so it's a little cleanup to kind of do some housekeeping to keep the yard. The equipment that's in the yard that doesn't leave in the winter that often safe. No one's not getting backed into in the middle of the night.
Did you guys get a lot of calls from that storm?
A ton.
A ton. You barraged the...
Well, we had, I had 2 standby guys and 2 standby guys here. I had one foreman and 2 operators here all night, moving, helping with National Grid and the power company trying to just open streets at that time. At 4 in the morning, I called everyone in to start, because I'm sure you went drove around and you guys saw it, just the streets were littered.
Bomb.
So same thing, and we're still cleaning up. Like Heritage Park, we haven't even gotten to yet. There's a massive amount of trees in there that are down. I still got Mountain View School, there's still a tree down. Just really picking away, trying to get the stuff, the residents taken care of first. I thought we did pretty good. A lot of schools canceled.
Yep.
I really wanted to make sure we had guys in here getting streets opened up. Obviously, there was a few that we just couldn't do because of power lines.
Yep.
But we managed to have a 2-hour delay and got everyone to school that day, and they didn't have to cancel and have to extend their school year.
Awesome. Sounds sounds like you're prepared for winter too.
I'm hoping.
Yes, he is.
I can't, that's the last thing.
I like it.
We get caught behind the 8 ball on that, it's not gonna be pretty.
He's ready for snow in October.
Well, we got what, 20 loads of salt in already, so our shed was pretty bare, so we've already started that
Yeah,
process.
yeah, so, and I know I've watched
Year
us go,
before
hey,
you
we
know
can't
it.
get salt, where's our salt, where's our salt, where's our salt? I don't wanna run into that. It's the last thing I wanna deal with. I just really wanna work on, I changed up some things with the salting and sanding crews this year, and keeping track of how much material we're using to go forth, instead of wasting stuff.
That's getting harder and harder to predict, and
Yes.
you get caught on those.
You get a
I mean, anybody that drives early in the morning, it's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
Other than that, that's all I've got.
It's actually having somebody in here and eyes on the ground, really. That's what it comes down to.
Does the police department coordinate with you pretty closely?
Yes,
Overall?
yes.
Because they're driving the roads all the time.
Right, but I don't want to wait on the police department to tell us how to do our job either. So typically, we usually get calls for hills and curbs first. Obviously, Chestnut Hill is one of the big ones they keep an eye on for us.
Yeah.
But yes, there are eyes and ears out there for the short term, yes.
Right, they should be calling in and letting you know what the condition of the roads are.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they gotta drive around different sections of
Sure.
town.
Sure, and they communicate well with Daryl
Yeah.
directly, but yeah. Yep.
Should be a good winter. It's not gonna snow.
I like that.
Get that on recording.
That's fine.
you heard it here first.
But to be honest with you, I'd rather have snow than ice.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, thank you. So next item on the agenda, other business, water and sales service abatement. Who's doing that, you or?
Yes, well, I received a letter from Don Fonte, Collector Treasurer. They are requesting the board to approve abatement for, let's see, it's Karen Hand at 322 Prospect Street in East Long Meadow. Work was done by the DPW in the amount of $279. In 2015, Miss Hand sold the property. The bill was never pulled by Munis and attached is the MLC due to an error made when the bill was put into Munis. I don't know what that means, but in order for the bill to be attached to the MLC, the parcel ID number needs to be put in on the general bill and typed with a dash. In this case, the dashes were not put in. Due to this clerical error, the age of the bill and property change of owners, this bill was deemed uncollectible. And due to this, I am requesting that you approve for the bill to be abated. Appreciated by Don Fonte, Collector Treasurer. Obviously, it's before her, it's before us. It just got missed somehow, somewhere in the system.
Have they taken action as far as to mitigate or clean up that process? Who checks these things after it's loaded to make sure that they don't miss something and the data they're putting in gets in the
Right.
system correctly?
We don't put in that,
At
yeah.
least this is the second
Munis
time
is
we've had this.
an acronym for.
Yes,
for
it's our,
the town's
yes, it's, what is it?
municipal
What's-
billing or?
Yes, it's
or
for everything, for all our
software?
accounts payable,
And what's the
sales and
MLC?
service.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, I'm not sure some of these
ML.
acronyms.
MLS?
MLC.
That's real estate.
MLS is really,
Attached
Yeah.
to the MLC code?
Right, yeah, I don't know what even that means. Miscellaneous charge code, maybe?
That sounds about right.
Miscellaneous charge code?
So did the town make the mistake?
Yes,
Well, then it seems like the town should be
yes.
responsible.
This is, like I
for it,
said,
right?
back in 2015. In Phil, I don't know who checks for these areas. Obviously, we do have a new collector treasurer in place. So I'm hoping that she sees some of these mistakes and takes appropriate action. We don't do any
it's
of
not so
them.
much of seeing a mistake, it's looking at the process and seeing if you
Sure.
have checks to see that if you're putting data in,
Right.
the data does get in.
Right.
So they're deeming it uncollectible, but have they tried to find where Karen Hand moved to? Can bill her?
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, I can get back to her.
I'm just curious to see if they're doing their due diligence to try to
Right.
reach out to this woman and say, hey, you owe us, at least make the attempt, right?
Yeah, I agree. She's a local girl.
I mean,
I went to high school with her.
The town's
did
error.
you?
She was a little ahead of me, yeah.
Town's error that it wasn't caught during the transaction,
Right.
but she's still responsible for paying. the bill.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, if we can't, if she moved
Yeah,
to
see,
Hawaii,
she's
we
willing
can
to
get a
pay the
hold of her,
bill.
okay,
Okay.
but she's still in the local area. I don't
Okay.
see why somebody can't do a little investigative work to find out where she lives.
Sure. I mean, yeah,
It's all public record.
right. Okay.
That'd be my recommendation.
I like that, that sounds good to me. I don't know what MLC means, if we're interpreting it as,
I don't know what it
if
is.
it wasn't passed on to the, somehow, the
Munis, I
sale.
don't even know.
I think it is miscellaneous charge.
Miscellaneous charge.
Do we know what the work was, what it
It was, it was for water sales and service. I don't even know. She didn't send
Just
a,
a water bill, probably.
I don't want to
It
speculate.
says it was work done by the DPW, so that's
Right.
why it's like, what was actually done to the property.
Sure.
We can find out more.
Yeah, we can find out more. I'll get more information for you. We can hold on this. It's been sitting there for 4 years,
Might
so
have heard this another
what's another couple of months, right?
Dawn is really good.
Sounds
so
like
I'm
it's
sure
at
she
$300 to
did a
pay for
good
it.
job.
I'm sure, yeah, it's just, yeah, we gotta have the information too.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll get the accurate information before you guys approve or recommend to abate this property. Very good.
Thank you.
Did we skip over Tom, or did you not have anything?
No, I believe the chairman skipped over.
Okay. I must have missed that.
Well, we'd like to hear from you. Do you have anything to offer?
I certainly, not really, no. No, just a quick update. The paving is, all 3 streets have been milled and leveled. They're working on the structures right now, a couple replacements, and getting those up to final grade. And their original schedule was to pave Thursday and Friday, but the storm slowed them down on their structure work, and it's looking like probably mid next week or something like that. I don't have a full schedule yet, but probably before the end of the month we should be pretty wrapped up.
Wrapping it up.
What are the next streets on the agenda?
The next ones,
Yeah.
for next year,
Yeah.
we haven't decided yet.
Do you have any
Well,
recommendations for
I
us?
just noticed that Shaker Road was in Denslow.
Denslow is
Is
one of the
they're rough.
most poorly rated roads
Yeah, they're
in the
rough.
pavement management system.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all of Shaker, but I just happened to be traveling down Denslow and
Right.
came into the center, and it was like, generally I don't
Denslow's,
notice these things, but
Yeah.
it jumped out at me.
unfortunately, Denslow needs to be rebuilt. So
Yes.
that's gonna cost
Probably the whole-
$500,000.
That'll be our whole chapter 90 doing Denslow Road only.
But
And it's
That's
tough,
it.
and
we
it's
did
such
get
a-
some money
it's
last
really
year,
just a
so we
country
have that
street.
extra money to use in the spring, but I hate to use it all on
Or-
Denslow,
yeah.
but Denslow needs
No.
work.
I'm trying-
It needs to happen. The truck traffic, and we just need to
crushes
beef
it.
that road.
Yeah.
It's tough. We are so behind the 8 ball on paving and just, like you said, lack of funding, but thank God, like you said, the council recommended $1.2 million to get some of these, even these small side streets that we've been neglecting for years just because of traffic. So we're gonna get a list together, some side streets, some,
Oh, there's a list.
it's still not gonna be enough, but we're gonna do our best.
Well, it may not be enough, but it's a start.
Yeah, right,
And we just need to see the list.
right.
To say, yeah, we blessed the list or
Yeah.
change priority of which ones, but my personal feeling, it should be a mix
Yeah.
of side streets plus main streets, just to be fair with everybody.
Sure.
Yep.
But it's a question of who's on top and who's down below. But at least if you have like Tom was saying, if we have a 3-year or 5-year plan, that's hit this many and give them certain amounts.
We do have a plan, but it changes year to year. It does, and we do.
Put out fires.
And that's.
Keys wasn't on there, and then we had a water break.
Right.
So-
Then we had to
Yeah.
rebuild that
But you're gonna
section of
expect,
road.
you're gonna expect that to some degree of flexibility
Sure.
to handle the
Yep.
emergencies like that. But at least that you have a plan that you can go back to
Yep.
and look to and not have to regurgitate the whole
Sure.
listing for priority.
Right,
You got a basic plan out there.
yep. And hopefully with your recommendation too, next year, we're gonna try to look to bond pavement money every other year with your guys' recommendations to the
have to.
council. It's the only way we're gonna keep up. We're working on, obviously, North Main Street. That corridor is a mess, but we're talking, what, 5 years? if we
Yeah,
can last
if
that
that-
long
but
for
I-
tip money
If
through
that
the
project
feds.
that even
but-
gets selected, right.
And if you go back to the whole emphasis is having a plan, because if they ever come out with infrastructure funding from the federal government, at least you got plans put together
Right.
to tackle North Main Street.
Well, it's a whole different animal when it comes to Fed money. You need actual drawings, which cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, you need an actual plan in place and a whole plan, or is it just a partial plan?
25%.
A 25% design, which you typically cost, depending on the size of the project, at least $100,000. So I'm just information that you guys need in order to make a more educated
We
decision.
stated in our request for capital last year was we would possibly use some of that
We
money
made
for design.
for the North
You know,
Main Street.
So what you're really telling me is that we really need a master plan updated to say, if I have a master plan, then I know what streets I'm
We
gonna
already
really
have
hit.
one.
If I'm gonna spend $100,000 on design, then I should know where I'm gonna lay a good funding job for federal money.
No, Phil, we do have a pavement management system that was done in 2017 with all the recommendations, with a PCI index of each street and everything else. So we do have a pavement management system in place, but like you
Fall
said,
further behind by
we're 17 million in 2017.
I think our
$17 million behind.
working spreadsheet of streets that need to be done, and that's a mix of main streets and inside streets, we're out $4.5 million.
But you're telling me the federal government expects to have design layouts and stuff. Which ones would be,
Well, that's why we're working the North Main Corridor project. It hits all,
Yeah, this
ticks
is
all the
a-
boxes and
This is
everything
a
else.
whole project submittal. There's like 40 essay questions, along with mapping of the project.
and that would be considered a plan for the federal government?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Do we have something that would be available to be used to?
Well, we're working on it now. We're just, getting started. So North Main's gonna be our first one. We're gonna try to go for that money, but it's a process.
Yeah, we
That's
still
all.
have to
It
make
doesn't
the
just happen
submittal,
overnight.
and for them to say, yes, this is a viable project. If you put the money up to get a 25% design done, which is an on-ground survey and say a preliminary layout, then they say, okay, this project is viable, you've put up the money, now we'll put up the money.
It
But
shows the
again,
Fed you have an investment in the
Right.
game already, so.
But I mean, yeah, we're a few years out from
Because
that.
we're talking areas like North Main Street, Densville Road feeds our industrial area.
In hindsight, though, Denslow Road, I didn't realize it needed a complete rebuild, and that's a really hard argument to spend a lot of money
Yes.
there because
The
there's
whole
no
chapter
upside for
90?
the town.
No.
Right?
What resident-
There's no upside, there's very little upside for the residents in their view.
Right.
I mean, personally, you look at
Right.
that, and
Yeah.
it's a cut through to Long Meadow.
Right.
It's
Right.
industrial.
Right.
But it's a lot of traffic.
It
A lot
is,
of traffic.
and it's an old
What do we-
road, and it gets
And
crushed
it's
by
in
trucks.
terrible, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is,
Shakers getting crushed too by the
Yes,
truck
yes.
traffic.
it's a street that services our industrial park.
Right.
No, I
There's a lot of
understand that, and
people-
they're, you know,
And that's a
Important
source
part of the town.
revenue for
Yeah.
the town. To an extent,
Yeah.
and protection of our neighborhood by having an industrial park versus having
Right.
businesses spread all around.
right.
I mean, that's just a cost of doing business.
Shaker would be a priority for the industrial in the town.
I tend to agree with that statement.
So we'll get that list together for everybody, probably we were talking about it the other day, maybe
Yeah, we're
January,
gonna have to
February,
meet-
get it out to bid,
We'll have
so.
to meet at the beginning of the year. I want to be out to
Yep.
bid in February and
Yep.
get them on the,
Yep.
get them going in April right when they get going.
How many miles did we do this year?
2 again.
2 again, so the same
Yeah.
scope looking for next year,
Typically
2 a year.
Well, we have that, we have the extra money, so we have that 1.2, so, you know,
So
that's,
1.7%.
so we can do potentially, say, 6 miles next year.
We already have a list of, like I said, some side streets that we've been missing for the last few years, so, and some main roads, so we'll see how the list comes together and costs and everything else.
So we're hoping that
We'll
North
share it
Main
with you.
falls under that tip.
Yes, because that, like you said, it's just between sidewalks.
Right.
Part of the project, signal improvement, sidewalks, bus stops, right? Bike lane paths, widening if needed,
Right.
so all that stuff.
Do we have any other roads that would be eligible for that? Is that the only one?
No, I I mean, I guess everything is eligible, just doesn't check enough boxes.
Right.
So that North Main corridor has, obviously, you're connecting the center, you got the senior center, you got Heritage Park,
Yep.
the shopping down at that side of town. Then eventually you're hitting the bike path if the town ever extends that.
Right.
Now your bike lanes on North Main, intersection with the bike path. You know, it's like I said, it does check a lot of the boxes. And I mean, ultimately, it's not up to us whether they decide if it's a viable project or not. Crash clusters at the intersections, and obviously the Rotary's, you know, a pretty fairly dangerous intersection.
Signal improvements too on that whole corridor. That whole corridor is ancient, all those signals and crosswalks and signals and everything else.
They need to be updated, we need control.
Yeah. So,
Clearly, there's more forward thinkers than I am, because I can't see myself riding my bike on North Main Street.
right, well,
Well, there's no bike lane, Tom.
But maybe if it green, not now, but if there were,
I understand. Yeah, definitely.
my struggle to be
Yeah.
green versus my
Yeah.
life.
But the problem is, you get Heritage Park sitting right there.
Yeah, no, I think that we definitely have to go for the grant. North Main Street's got to be a priority.
Yep, yep, working on it. Keep in the loop as we progress forward.
Yeah, it's almost like North Main Street, right through the rotary, out Shaker Road.
Right. Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
you name the street, I'll tell you it needs pavement.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep. That
Thank
was
you,
it.
Tom.
Yep.
All right. That pretty much wraps things up. The next item on the agenda is schedule the next meeting.
I'm thinking after the holidays, unless we need to meet sooner. I will get back to you, obviously, if we need to get back sooner to abate that bill, if it's something of a priority. So we'll wait and see, unless you guys want to meet beginning of December, just to meet.
That's fine with me. You guys have
Like
any
meeting
opinion
after the
on that?
holidays.
I think after the holidays, yeah, is great too.
Nothing comes up,
Yeah.
you know, we can always
Okay.
schedule by email if we
Okay.
need to, and
All right.
prompt the meetings, but
There you go.
January.
The only problem I have is that I have my knee replaced up there for a second.
Yeah. Bill's
I
out.
need a couple of weeks. So,
end of January, early
End of
February.
January.
yeah,
February.
We'll see where
Yeah,
our bidding
the
comes
beginning
out
of
too, because if
February,
we need your blessing on
Yeah.
the streets.
Comes out early,
Yeah,
Well-
or if that, I suppose we could call in a meeting for that, but
I mean, is that?
how many years old is that?
Yeah.
15, what's,
Right,
like I
so-
said, they can
right.
wait a few months.
They can carry it.
Yeah, they can wait a few months for that. They need, yes.
So tentatively,
Yep, in January,
the
I'll
end of
shoot you guys an email if something changes, you guys have something.
Tell them we want a very thorough report.
There you go.
Take 3 months to put it
Yep,
together.
yep, sounds good. Yep, and like I said, if something comes up, you guys want to meet beforehand or whatever, we will schedule beforehand.
all right.
Sound
Thank you,
good?
Bruce.
You got it.
Look forward to hearing from you.
Yep.
So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.